Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Riverwinds Golf Course and Athletic Complex here in West Deptford, New Jersey. We've got 3 games today in the American Ball Hockey Alliance Preseason Championships, the first of which will be in the Penguin Division between the Belmar Bears and the Egg Harbor Township Eagles. I'm Dan Wilkins. I'll be on the call for all 3 games today, as we've got Brian Yackel helping us out here with everything in regards to setup. We've got Bill Gore on the other side, Gloucester Catholic assistant baseball coach and head boys bowling coach, helping out with the scoreboard, as we're going to have a good one today. Going to have a handful of good ones. Belmar 6-0, Egg Harbor Township 5-1. Or I should say EHT 6-0, Belmar 5-1 in the Penguin Division. The other 2 games today, we will see Egg Harbor Township face off against Maple Shade in the Beaver final. Ball is ready to get dropped. EHT on the left in the gray and white. And then Belmar on the right in the navy blue and red. We're underway. Back behind the first blue line, now back behind the Belmar goalkeeper. Over on the right side, a little bit of a jam up there, a little bit hard to see. How fitting that the first possession of the game goes right into a corner where we can't see nothing. This one will come out back to center ice. Picked up by EHT's number 99, Colton Costello. Picked up by Michael Bermilo for Belmar. This one's going to be shoveled out to Smith, or shoveled out by Smith over to White. Brown and Bermilo go back over for it. This one will roll past, no icing called. We'll let this one roll around back towards the Egg Harbor goalkeeper. Matthew Ackley in the mix of it. He'll be chased around by Enzo Brunelli. Over towards the face-off circle, still chasing behind the net, trying to pull a wraparound here. It'll now fade over to the left side as Ulrich has it. He'll, a little bit of a slow pass that time back to Ackley, but it'll be chopped down by EHT, and now Coleman gets this one to Renaud. There's the wind picking up here. Still a decent long possession. Everybody's still in their first shift here, about 1:30 into this, with 10-minute periods here from, again, the Riverwinds Golf Course and Athletic Complex in West Deptford, New Jersey. Still back behind that EHT net. Belmar's really dominating the possessions here. It's at least the 3rd or 4th time that they've been able to trail behind that EHT net and put them in defensive pressure. As this one will now go up for the Eagles. Over towards the right side for Blaze Coleman. He'll feed this one out, and it's intercepted by the Bears right over the middle. Brown tries to get a swipe at it. He can't go. It's back to Ackley. They're on the attack. EHT will try to catch up with Costello. Punched out by the stick, and it'll go back with a very nice save that time. EHT picking up their first save and goal. As now Ackley, left hand, can't get that one, wide left, goes back to Brown. Brown guarded by Brunelli in a bit of a standoff here. Everybody's still on their first shift here. A lot of defensive pressure here by the Eagles. Belmar has been dominating on the attack. We're going to see what they can pick up here as it'll go back to Ulrich. Ulrich on the right side, Coleman behind him. Now on the right side. Spinning around towards the center, had an open lane in the offensive zone, but now it can't go, and it'll now go back to the center. Belmar's on the attack. It'll be led by Ethan White, and he scores. First goal of the championship in the Penguins goes to Ethan White, and it's 1-0 Bears. So that will be an early start, 2 minutes and 52 seconds into this one. So White picks up the goal, and again, that was an unassisted goal. That was something where he was just right there at the right time. He ran it through the middle. He found a great lane in the center and was able to get through for the first goal of the Penguin Championship for Belmar. Out on the right side, a bit of a trap there. As Belmar, Novarusso Chapman was in on that. It'll go back to Ulrich, who's going to send this one back towards the Belmar goalkeeper, who picks up the glove save. In goal for Belmar today, number 27, Kellen Kiernan. Let's take a look at that replay of that last goal by Ethan White. You can see here, look at this possession that Ethan White leads. He just drives it right through the middle, and he doesn't give it to anybody. EHT's got one guy on the left, one guy to the right. He just splits the gap through the middle, and he finds a way to get into the goal, and that's the first of the day here at the West Deptford Preseason Championship after the face-off. One save in net for each side, EHT and Belmar, with the Bears up over the Eagles 1-0. This one's going to go over to Gavin Finelli on the left side. He'll pick this one up, running along the end line. Can't get this one out. It goes back out to Schilling. Waves it with the right hand. Can't get it to go. And now we've got a standoff back behind the Egg Harbor net again. Belmar still leading the possessions here as a bit of a mistake. That'll go through. It'll go to McEwen. Can't get that one there, and it'll go back to EHT. So Egg Harbor is going to get this one back with now a shot blocked from Russo Chapman. It'll go straight in. Finelli deflects it, though. He'll try to get the shot off. Saved by Egg Harbor by the goalkeeper, number 11, Jake Glenn. Or pardon, no, number 11, Bodie Price. My apologies. Palomino from the blue line. Got it on the left wing, but he kind of shot it the wrong way, trying to get it back to the defenders as it's saved by the stick of Bodie Price. But Belmar still dominating the possession here in the first 5 minutes of the ballgame. Palomino over the middle. Now they've got some open space in front of them. Hilsheim to Thurlow. Can't get it. Great save by Kellen Kiernan as that one falls short. Now on the right side, Schilling is there. It'll go back to Thurlow. And again, more of a standoff here. We're seeing a lot of these teams, it's like scrambling for a jump ball in basketball. You're going to see a lot of neutrality between these two as they're going to try to get ahead. Out in front of center ice, back in front of the benches. It'll be taken by Natalie DiGiacomo. Elliot Thurlow being guarded heavily by Jansen Ahrig. A lot of sticks getting together there. They're finally get it out, and we're going to have a delayed penalty coming. Or, no, we're going to get icing. Icing is the call. They're going to let this one go. So they waved it off, and we're good. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first period. 1-0 Belmar. This is the Penguin Championship in the preseason. Moving along the outer boards, taking their time here. White has this one. And after scoring the first goal, let's see if he can have another offensive attack by himself. He does not. He deflects it over to Russo Chapman. Brunel on the inner boards on the left side, and we will have another whistle for icing. 3:56 left in the first period. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association, the premier South Jersey men's league with over 20 teams across 4 highly competitive divisions. Visit SouthJerseyNABA.com for more information. Back rolling. Moving over the middle here is Costello. Back over the middle. Coleman has this one. Ball is loose, goes back to Costello. That one's tipped up, can't get that one through. Through the middle. Smith, right side. Now back over the middle. Good patience by Egg Harbor. Coleman can't get in there. And again, now the tables have turned, and now Belmar's got an attack behind their own net. Egg Harbor taking their time. Coleman has it. No, he does not. It'll go to double zeros. Bennett Smith. Belmar gets the turnover. And it'll go back to Matt Ackley. Ackley shoots from center court, center ice, and it'll be a save by Bodie Price in goal. 2:50 left in the first period. 1-0 Belmar. Goal came from White to start the ball game.
I don't need any other eyes on right.
2:45 left in the first. Little trap there by Ackley. Ackley, end line. Can't get it. Comes out. Back to the second blue line. Egg Harbor gets blocked. Got blocked that time by Mia Rogers, now trying to get a fading shot from the face-off circle, and it'll now go back to Aurig. Aurig and Coleman one-on-one. Coleman on the left side. He lets it loose. Egg Harbor staggers. It'll go back up to Colton Renaud. Back to Coleman. Beyond the end line. They're on the outer boards. Coleman spins, fires wide. Good chance there by Egg Harbor. Couldn't get that one to fall, though. Eagles get another chance. Smith through the middle. Tried to shoot it through traffic. Couldn't get it. It'll go back to Brown. Under 2 minutes left in the first period. Here's Ackley. Ackley going through the middle. He'll find past Brunelli, and it's a save. 3 in goal by Bodie Price. And there's 1:46 left in the first period. Let's take a look at DWB's upcoming games on the bottom left of your screen. We've got Rancocas Valley at Kingsway in the first round of the South Jersey Group 4 boys basketball playoffs on Tuesday, weather permitting. And then a doubleheader at Woodbury High School. The girls play Burlington City, and the boys play Audubon in the first round of the South Jersey Group 1 championship. That's another shot from White that went pretty far downtown as it'll now go back. White's going to have to backpedal for this one again, back behind the end line. A little bit of contact there as Jacob Lorenz got squeezed into the outer boards. White really keeping that defensive mentality at the forefront as now a whiff by EHT. Opens the door for the Eagles. Back to the middle. They've got a little bit of space through traffic. Belmar blocks it. It'll go back to White. Out on the right side. Some new faces on the ice, including DeGiacomo. She'll get the backhand. She'll get it to fall at center ice. Now it'll go back to the center again. A lot of neutrality, as we mentioned in this first period. There's going to be a lot of standoffs. Is now in front of the line, no offside. Shot by Finelli. Saved by the stick of Price. Favoring on the left knee. Under a minute left in the first period. 1-0 Belmar. Goal came from White. Just about 3 minutes into the first. And again, we talk about those standoffs. There's another one. 40 seconds. You've got half of the players on the court that are just standing in that corner trying to get the ball to come out. And now here we go again. Here comes another slow roller. It'll go back to Ackley, or rather McEwen on the right side. Finelli backing him up behind him on the right side. 20 seconds. Still another standoff. In the mix of it is Bradley Hillesheim. Back out to the center. It's loose. They call no icing. A lot of zip on the ball. They're going to let this one go, and I think this is going to bring us to the end of the first period. It'll be picked up by Joseph Magazu, and a bit of neutrality even more so from Egg Harbor Township, as after one here at the Riverwinds Athletic Complex and the Riverwinds Golf Course, it's Belmar 1, EH2 0. We'll be right back.
To end the day for Luke Pokrovsky. A little pop-up, first base side, he calls for it, and for the first time in 33 years, the Charlotte Cougars will hoist the trophy and face Middlesex on Monday. 4-3, Cougars win it. And in the battle of green and gold, the trophy stays true with the visitors. What a finish! And Shalleck will pack their bags for Middlesex and the Blue Jays when the weekend turns around to Monday.
Welcome back, 1-0 Belmar. I'm Dan Wilkins here at the Riverwinds Hockey Complex. I mean, there's a little bit of everything here. We've got golf, we've got hockey, we've got football, we've got planes taking off from Philadelphia International Airport as Bermilo is going to be under this one along with Smith for the opening faceoff of the second period. That one hit off the foot of Coleman, and now Smith with a flailing backhand. It'll go back behind the goal line. Kiernan now with White. White guarded by Coleman. White trapped up against the outer boards. White had the only goal so far in the first period. Had a breakaway 3 minutes into the ball game. And by 2-on-2, we don't mean two players. We mean number 2, Thomas McEwen, and number 2, Colton Renaud. Back to Ackley. He gets that ball free, but it's intercepted by Egg Harbor. Can't get that one to fall. They had a great opportunity, but they just couldn't hang on to it. I mean, they were maybe 20 feet away from the net, but they just couldn't get it to fall. Now Ackley behind Bodie Price, who's picked up 3 saves. Not a lot of shots on goal, though. 3 saves for Price, 1 save for Ackley. For Kiernan. Unfortunately, I was not able to find stats for goalie save percentage, but we will try to find the best that we can here for this ABHA preseason. Here's Renaud over the middle, intercepted by White at the center. He'll get a high shot and a one-hopper. Bodie Price. That was a baseball play right there. Was able to pick that one up on the trajectory, and that's hard to pick up when that rain is coming down. With a plastic ball, it's going to stick to that, and it's really going to get some weird hops, kind of like in baseball. So that was a really good way to pick up the glove and get a secure, as that will be save number 4 for the Egg Harbor Township goalkeeper. 8:47 left in the second period. Here's my thing, though. In ice hockey, I don't know if that person over there, Bodie Price, plays ice hockey, but I'll tell you, you don't have to deal with that a lot in ice hockey. If the puck is in the air, as here comes Ackley from the goal line, feeds it out to Brown off the corner of the post. Back towards the center, it'll come out, and almost saving it is Aurig, and it'll go back to White. Oh, we're going to have tripping here. Yeah, there was definitely some contact there. White got into Coleman, or actually, no, yeah, that was Coleman. I thought that was Costello for a sec, but Coleman getting some attention here. I think pretty clearly here we're going to get 2 minutes for tripping. But he definitely had a clear path to the goal. But circling back to what we were talking about earlier with that trajectory that Bodie Price made on the save. In ice hockey, when the puck comes down, when it's coming down from that height, it's not going to bounce off the ice like it did there when it made the save by Price. What they were able to do was they were able to pick that one up like a baseball instead of a puck where you do have to keep that glove a lot lower to the ground. So Coleman will get up under his own power as he's being attended to by some of the officials and the Egg Harbor coaching staff. But the consequence of it is that we will have a penalty, and they're going to send White, who, again, is the only goal scorer in this game, to the box. They're going to put a minute 30 on the board. So it'll be a minute 30 minor for tripping. And a power play will exist for Egg Harbor, which will be a big break as, well, Egg Harbor was already close to scoring with Coleman getting right in front of that net but then getting tripped up. But now we'll have 5-on-4 for a minute 30. Here's Costello. Shot! Scored! How about them apples? 10 seconds into the power play. And Costello doesn't need Abbott. He'll get the goal. 1-1. So this game is tied. That obviously negates the power play. But how about that? That reminds me of the Red Bank Catholic Gloucester Catholic game we did earlier this month, where Red Bank Catholic had a power play and they literally scored 10 seconds into it. They got a breakaway. They found a spot in the neutral zone to really drive through to misdirect the defense. That's exactly what they were able to do there as Egg Harbor's just tied this game. So back to full strength as White will only have to sit in the box for 10 seconds. Although he is not back on the court right now, or on the rink, excuse me. Got a blend of ice hockey mode and basketball mode. Jammed on the right side. The Giacomo's there for Egg Harbor. Gets it back to Coleman. Great to see him back on the rink after getting tripped up. Good misdirect. Back over the middle. Egg Harbor's got a drive from the neutral zone. They'll bring this one up. Aurig intercepts it, and it'll go back to Russo Chapman. Gets it past to Giacomo, and now there's open field in front of him. Trailing off of it is Magazu. They're going to get it to DiGiacomo there. Good awareness by Egg Harbor to not cram too many people. You know, they say too many chefs spoil the broth. That's exactly what it was right there. Egg Harbor pulled that second attacker off to let it be a one-on-one battle and let the best one win. That's exactly what it was right there. As it goes back to Renaud at the center. Renaud, left side. Guarded with Rogers and Finelli. Shot way downtown. Kiernan deflects it. That was a little bit wide of the goal. Still 4-to-1 save ratio here. 4 saves for Price, 1 for Kiernan. As Egg Harbor was able to light up the lamp with Costello. Contact with the sticks there. Egg Harbor gets it open. Losing her footing there is, Rogers. Again, the rain, it's not coming down heavily, but it's enough to definitely make an impact as it goes right to the chest, gets past Kiernan. And it'll go back towards Renaud as Kiernan picks up the save. That's his second. Now Finelli can't get this one. No icing. Magazzo turned his head, and he will deflect this back to Price, but now he deflected it. Good misdirection there to get Egg Harbor back to an advantage. As now Aurig has this one. 6 minutes left in the second period. Milano, again with a little chopping backhand there, a little bit of a downward sweeping motion. Now it'll go back to Finelli. Magazzo is there. He'll feed this one back to Palomino. White back on the rink after the penalty. Open look, saved by Price. Poked it out with the stick. 1-1 ball game halfway through the second period here in West Deptford. Whiffed on. Russo Chapman couldn't get there. Magazzo was under it. And now to go back to DiGiacomo. Russo Chapman, missed right side. And now another standoff in the right. We saw a lot of what I said in the first period is that we saw a lot of neutrality. There were a lot of players that were getting trapped with the puck but not really showing a lot of urgency. There wasn't a lot of high-octane offense. They were just kind of staying there. And they were waiting for somebody to get to them. And that's exactly what we're now starting to see again. We're seeing some motifs of that pop up in the second. That one will be ice called or offside, it looks like. 4:55 left in the second period. 1-1 game. The goal by Belmar was scored by White. The goal by Egg Harbor was scored by Costello on a power play. But obviously back at full strength there after the goal was scored 10 seconds into the power play. So with the offside, Milano and Hilsheim will be under this one and back underway. Costello has this one, backhand on the inner boards. Goes back past the blue line, back to Ackley. He'll backpedal, and it'll go back to Milano. Flicked up, back to center. The White. So White acting as a defenseman really had, that really shows, as we're going to have icing here, how about the fact that White as a defenseman really took that ball himself to get that first goal. We do have a replay of the power play goal scored by Costello. Just again, it's pretty fundamental here. Gets it in front of the blue line, took about 3 shuffle steps, got it in front, and he was able to get the goal out of that one. So there's your replay presented by Harper Driving School. Over 90% of students who take their New Jersey State driving test pass on their first attempt. You can book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman at 614 Lambs Road. Back rolling. Bermilo and Ackley going for it. Trying to block Egg Harbor. Ackley able to get out of it, though. Took advantage of a miscue. Ackley has it. High. Hit off the net. Or hit off the chain link fence, rather. Went back to Pranelli. And Ackley is there. 4 minutes left in the second. Ackley, another fade over the middle. Feeds it to Brown. On the goal line, Bermilo can't get it.
Bermilo, backhand, back to Brown. He's able to fade past Colton Costello. Over to the face-off circle. Bermilo, another little left-hand shot there as Egg Harbor now has a chance. They deflected off the inner boards, but that's one thing that they haven't done all that well, is they haven't been able to really get that ball in transition. Belmar's had a much better job at getting that ball in transition and finding a way to get better advantages on the offensive attack. Here comes Belmar. White with a high shot, saved by Bodie. 5th save in goal today by Bodie Price. .3:15 left in the second period. White over the middle. Back to Bermilo. Bermilo will get a shot off and a score! Goal Belmar! 2-1. Scored by number 11, Colton Brown. And the Bears have a 2-1 lead. Unfortunately, did not get the replay of that goal. I apologize. But we've got 3:05 left in the second, and it's 2-1 as Brown gets himself on the board. And he'll be able to lead this offense out of the faceoff circle as we resume play. 3 minutes left in the second. 2-1 now as Brown takes the lead. So let's see what Egg Harbor can do here in transition. Some good work with the stick, but again, that gets intercepted. Belmar's just had a lot of good defense. They've been playing very deep. They haven't really been guarding these EHT attackers or wings closely. And that's been the one issue that Egg Harbor's had, is that they've had to find a way to get themselves free, but they can't because Belmar's just hounding them because they're closing that gap whenever it exists. We've got offside. They had somebody ahead that time. But again, that's what we were talking about there. Egg Harbor tried to get the ball up the rink in transition, but Belmar was really closing those gaps quickly, and that's one thing that's not going to fare well for Egg Harbor because their one goal today has been on a power play. We'll see if they can improve here. That ball's deflected off of Aurig. It'll go back to White, who, being the defenseman that he is, gets some distance on it. It'll go back. He'll prepare a slap shot, faked by Renaud. Back behind the blue line. They've got one man up, offside. You saw that mistake there. Coleman went up on the right side. He hesitated a little bit too quickly. He had both feet over the line, and with Renaud faking that slap shot, he allowed a little bit extra time. He should have went back and backpedaled. So 2:11 left in the second. So one offside on Belmar, now one on Egg Harbor, with a 2-1 game in favor of the Bears. 2:11 left in the second. But there was good awareness by the ref to see that right away. He just saw that right wing, he hesitated and he got forward, and you just have to get back in time. Now watch Coleman again. He gets it right that time along with Renaud as Smith moved along the baseline. That one will go to Aurig. It'll go back behind the net. We'll see if they can get a wrap around here to try to tie this game. Here comes a shot. Coleman wide right. What a good story that would be for Coleman if he could get on the board as that one hits off the fence. 1:40 left in the second. Gets intercepted by Brown. He'll look for a second, but it gets taken away. Finelli takes it himself. Saved. Got deflected off the knee pad of Price. But will EHT have a price to pay? This one will go back to the Eagles on the left side. Renaud in the middle of it. Back towards Coleman, who flails over the middle, gets a spin. He'll fire. He's got space, and it's saved right in the chest of Kellen Kiernan. Third save in net.
See, yeah, not a lot of shots are reaching the goalkeepers. We've seen in the first 19 minutes of play only 9 combined saves, 6 by Bodie Price and 3 by Kellen Kiernan. But we have had 3 goals on the board. So it's been interesting to see. This has been a really defensive battle where we've seen a lot of mix-ups on the goal line. We've seen a lot of mix-ups in the center zone as now Costello gets a shot. That one goes right out of the glove of Kiernan, but he picks up another save. This one will go back over the middle now. Milano's going to have some open space. No icing, no offside. Egg Harbor will backpedal as they'll try to save face. It'll be taken away by Ackley. He'll go forward over the middle. He'll get a shot and right into the net, or excuse me, right into the glove of Bodie Price. Even though it's a 2-1 lead, Bodie Price has really been getting hounded by this Belmar offense. Now the 7th save by number 11. Hold on here. Waiting on the substitution on the rink. Here comes a shot. Couldn't get it that time. Milano with a little bit of a jump step that time. Can't do that in the ice hockey world. He'd fall down. Here comes McEwen from behind the baseline. Ackley gets a shot. Man, that's a good one. 8 saves for Bodie Price. Got to imagine, got to be some baseball or softball background in there for Bodie Price. Really great at getting the puck getting the ball saved, whether it's at chest level, whether it's above their head, no matter where it might be. They're really finding a way to get any kind of saves that they can, as well as another stoppage here. 29.3 seconds on the board. 2-1 Belmar here in the second period. Goals by White and Brown. That one is sent wide. Just got a launch right off the face-off. We've got 22 seconds now and counting out on the right side. Taking their time. We'll see what we get out of this. They're taking their time. They might hold this one out here. It'll go to Ackley now. Left wing. Aurig tries to get it up to Davis, but missed wide. 5 seconds. Egg Harbor back behind their net. I think they're going to let one more fly, and that will be the end of the second period. From Riverwinds in West Deptford, Belmar gets to go ahead on a goal by Colton Brown, fading over the offensive zone in the center. We'll be right back. One more period to play in the Penguin final, 2-1. Third period ready to go here from the Riverwinds Golf Course and Sport and Athletic Fields here in West Deptford, New Jersey, as Belmar leads Egg Harbor Township by a score of 2-1. This is the Penguin Championship. Egg Harbor will remain on the rink for the Beaver Championship as they'll face against the Maple Shade Wildcat, or not Wildcat, excuse me. I'm still thinking this is high school season, but we go back as this will be another save by Bodie Price, now up to 9 on the day. Honestly, even if Belmar wins this game, I think a third star should go to Bodie Price for how much defense that they are, how much defense they're putting up in the net. Belmar is hounding them, and this game could be a whole lot worse if Bodie Price was not in goal. Whoop, got some miscues on the face-off. So somebody moved before they should have. Brown and Smith in the face-off. Referee's having a quick discussion. back underway. So a second attempt at the face-off will go back to Coleman, guarded by Brown. He'll get this one out, but it's intercepted by Ackley. Not for long. Renaud will try to advance this one up, but there's nobody there in front of him. It'll go back to Aurig. Aurig, left side, back to Brown. On the inner boards at center rink. And offside. 9:25 left in the third. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. See them on March 5th at a private event at Rowan University, or if you're not a Rowan student, you can visit them at the table or at the event at the Gloucester County Fairgrounds on April 4th in Gloucester Township. Under a minute gone in the third period. There's going to be a save by Kellen Kiernan. And a little bit of a jam up there in front of the net. Rain coming down a little bit heavier now. You can hear some of the raindrops hitting our crowd mic. Out on the right side. Again, another jam up here. Listen, I think with Belmar up by 1, I think they're going to try some clock management here late in the third. But here comes an open look over the middle. He lost it, though. From way downtown, Brunelli gets deflected there. That was a deep shot. I would have liked to see EHT go a little bit closer to the net there. That was a Hail Mary shot, and we've still got 8:30 left. I don't blame him for taking it, but I think that there's better options. Brunelli now back over the middle. Can't find it. It'll go back to Costello. They'll have to reset. And wide, just wide, from Colton Renaud. He had to get some footwork to get out of it. Now another open look. Smith behind the net of Kiernan. Right side. Egg Harbor with possession. Trying to get this one out with Coleman. Smith. Another one wide. It was in the blue circle, but he just couldn't get it there. Is now White trying to squeeze every last ounce out of Egg Harbor. He's going down, both of them down. No whistles. We stay alive. This one's back over the middle, and they're going to wait. We've got icing. And what a dramatic end to that possession there, as a bit of a pile drive between White and Smith. Really good defense by White there, He is on a penalty today. He did have 2 minutes for tripping, and the only power play we've seen, which resulted in Egg Harbor's only goal. That was over the middle, scored by Colton Costello. I think out of the 15 or so people watching right now, I don't think that any of them got my Abbott and Costello joke, but you know what? We live and we learn. Face off on the right side on the inner half. And waiting for a signal here as the referee is having a conversation with the gentleman in the Texas Rangers ball cap. Wonder how somebody in New Jersey gets to be a Texas Rangers baseball fan. But listen, they did win the World Series in 2023, so that's more recent than the Phillies. Finelli over the middle. Great move there. Goes back to Russo Chapman. DiGiacomo's in there. And a nice save. That's now double-digit saves for Bodie Price. 7:31 left in the third. We resume play. Russo Chapman has to wrap around the net to try to find it. It'll go to Finelli. Ball is loose. Number 67 is in the middle of it. DiGiacomo with Russo Chapman. Nice little slam there. Goes back to Finelli. We've got a Belmar sandwich. Russo Chapman and Finelli trying to get through the middle. Now helping is Magazu, trying to get the ball out, and he does. Great defensive stand by Egg Harbor. There's another save. There's another two. Crashing the net. And in there is Bodie Price. Excellent work by Bodie Price. We've been saying it like a broken record, but again, this is a one-goal game because of Bodie Price. excellent defense there, got down, got in a great stance, and was able to establish the defensive position. We've got Russo Chapman. Finelli. Now over to the left side on the inner boards. Tried to find Palomino, but it's intercepted by Brown. Trying to find it. Poked out by Price. Inner half. Magazu guarded by Finelli. Beyond the goal line. Out of the crevice now on the far side. Brown meets Magazu in the middle. 3-on-2. There's 5 players in that huddle. Now it's back to Russo Chapman. 6:20 left in the third. Here comes McEwen. Slap shot through the 5-hole. Goal. Thomas McEwen. 3-1. Thomas McEwen picks up the goal as he got a beautiful look. Again, that's where that defense kind of faltered a little bit. Listen, that's what we saw. We saw McEwen get an open look on the left side, and he calculated that one really well. He was able to find a spot in front of the face-off circle to where he was able to get some distance, got some clearance. He took an open shot, and with how much of a good defensive performance that Bodie Price has had, that's the one thing that faltered, went right through the 5-hole, number 11. Gonna have icing here. 6:04 left in the third. So 3 goals by 3 scorers for the Belmar Bears. We've got White on the first, Brown on the second, and now McEwen picks up number 3 as it's 3-1. And now Egg Harbor, who again has struggled to match this Belmar defense, will now have to be on the attack, and even more so here in the final 6 minutes. You never know what's going to happen, though. Back on her way. Saved. Price on the shot and still loose. It's Matt Ackley. Extends the lead to 3. 4-1. Well, we've got 2 replays to look at. First, let's look at Thomas McEwen's goal because we do have to play catch up a little bit. Let's take a look here. Look at McEwen on the left side. He gets that open look right inside the face-off circle. EHT player was trailing behind him. That's where he got that goal. A little miscue there on the face-off. Back going. 6 minutes left in the third. At center ice. Back to Schilling. From the blue line. Desperation shot. I don't mind that shot by Renaud there. I think that they really have to start ramping up how many shots they're giving Kellen Kiernan. Because as much as this has been a 4-1 game, Kellen Kiernan has only had 3 saves in the net, while Bodie Price has had 13. So Belmar's offensive attack has been prevalent. Back over the middle. Save. Good shot at center ice. Knocked off the inner boards. Now Ackley got a man ahead. Got Schilling on the attack, and Price picks that one up for the save. I will have to find out if that number was right. We'll see if the scorekeeper has the right number for us, but that's going to be up to 14 now for Bodie Price with 4:44 left in the third. Again, we've got 2 more games today, a little bit different than last year because it's all on one YouTube link. You don't have to hop around. If your team's in more than one game, you don't have to hop around the different links on YouTube. We will all be right here. We've got 2 more games after today. We're going to try to beat the snowstorm or whatever may be coming here to Jersey, as we've got Egg Harbor and Maple Shade coming up in the Beaver game, and then Gloucester Township facing off against against Belmar in the Cadet final. 4:30. Good save by the Giacomo.
got that one out before Bodie Price had to get involved. Back to the left side. Just been seeing really good defense here by Belmar. Whether it's Rogers, we're going to have a delayed penalty here. That's going to put Egg Harbor up. It's going to be Mia Rogers who's going to get called. Got a little shove in the back that time. That's going to be Egg Harbor's second power play. So 4:01 left. And like we said, our good friend Bill Gore is running the scoreboards today. So I can tell you, I can trust that he's doing it well. Back going. Power play, Egg Harbor. Can they score as quickly as they did in their last power play? Brown tried to get it out. It'll go back to Costello. Brunelli has it. Shot from way downtown. Oh, my goodness. He caught Kellen Kiernan off guard, and Brunelli with a goal from center court, center ice. That was a masterful goal by Brunelli. I mean, he found the pocket, and Kiernan didn't see where the ball was. 4-2. He was behind the red line when he shot that. Brunelli picks one up, and it's 4-2. Back going. 4-2, Belmar over Egg Harbor. Oh my goodness, he did it again. Wow. This is anybody's game now. It's 4-3. Brunelli with 2 goals, 1 on the power play, 1 at full strength, and it's 4-3. You know, there was an issue with the scoreboard where it said it was 4-3 when it was 4-2. It took literally 5 seconds for that scoreboard to be correct. We'll have a timeout here by Belmar as Brunelli, 2 goals at the right time. I mean, Kellen Kiernan didn't even do that badly there. The first goal, he just didn't see it, and it went to his left because he wasn't expecting Brunelli to shoot it from beyond the red line at the center. But the second time, they just really tried to catch Belmar off guard on that face-off. They tried to get an explosive offensive attack in as quickly as they could, and that's exactly what they did to make this a 4-3 game. So we talked about no high-octane offense. Well, here's your high-octane offense, 4-3. 3:38 left in the third period as the Bears call a timeout. We've got Egg Harbor and Maple Shade coming up after this in the Beaver final. Again, our next broadcast, weather permitting, will be on Tuesday, February 24th, between the Rancocas Valley Red Devils and the Kingsway Dragons in the first round of the South Jersey Group 4 Boys Basketball Playoff. That will be from Kingsway Regional at Woolwich Township as the Belmar coaches are talking to Kellen Kiernan, making sure they have the right attack here. So after the timeout, we go back to the face-off. 3:38 left in period number 3. This is a fun one here from from West Deptford at the Riverwinds Golf Course and Athletic Complex. Back rolling. Another shot from downtown. Egg Harbor's found their strategy. It's kind of like NBA. You just shoot all the threes you can, and maybe a couple of them will go in. That's exactly what Egg Harbor's doing here. They're taking a lot of deep shots, really in desperation to get back into this game as it now goes back to Ackley 2-on-1. Costello and Brunelli are on him. Back to Brown. Gets the shot. Bermilo. Oh, we got a shoulder check. That's going to be a penalty. Belmar's going to go up. That's the right call. That's absolutely the right call as a shoulder check came in that time. And we're going to get Belmar on a power play as now they're going to go to console his man who went down. That'll be a penalty.
3:10 left in the third. Apologize for the language picked up on the mic. .310 left in the third, and this is still anybody's game. So Brown on the faceoff. And we'll have a whistle here on the faceoff. Back rolling. So power play for the Bears. Ackley over the middle. There goes Smith. White has it from the blue line. Took a shot on the left wing, didn't go. Ackley still has it, back to Smith. They're just trying to get all the advantages that they can here. Now under a minute left in the power play, you blink and you miss it. Egg Harbor's got it on the defense. And Egg Harbor's shorthanded, and they are still playing really well here as they've been trying to get a comeback. They scored 2 quick goals, one on a power play, one at full strength. Both from number 1 in Enzo Brunelli. White guarded heavily, little shoulder contact. White goes down. He'll get back up quickly. Ackley over the middle. 2 minutes left, 20 on the power play. He'll shoot. Saved by Bodie Price. Excellent save that time. Ackley. Power play's done. Penalty kill by the Eagles. 505. And we'll have a whistle here, 1:32. So what a penalty kill by Egg Harbor as they call a timeout. They had minute 30 for that hit that was put on. Belmar had the power play. They got a couple shots off. Price made 2 saves, up to 16 now on the day. But again, that's the disparity here, is that Bodie Price, 16 saves. Kellen Kiernan, 5. That is how good this Belmar defense has been, even though it's 4-3. You know, listen, you can chalk up Egg Harbor's 3 goals to a lot of things. The first goal came on the power play 10 seconds in. They were able to get a shot on the left wing. They were able to get an open look, and they scored very easily. The second goal also came on a power play, and it was unexpected because it came from beyond center court, center ice, whatever you want to call it. Came from Brunelli beyond the red line. Got a great shot there, and he was able to get it. And then the third came directly off the face-off, and that was even more expected, and both caught Kiernan off guard. So as it is, Egg Harbor's 3 goals have all been either a mastery of catching the other side off guard or, you know, being able to take advantage of a power play. 2 of their 3 goals have come with the advantage. So we've got 1:32. .132 left. Moving back over the middle is Aurig. Egg Harbor defending the net with Costello. Moving back over to Ackley. Brunelli tries to get a stick in there in the middle of it. Brown. Open look. He's got an open shot. Price saved it. Got down and dug into it. We'll see if they try to pull the net here. Well, they're gonna have to wait until
Egg Harbor gets a clean possession to do it, because right now Belmar is really giving them no choice. Price is waiting, and we are going to have a whistle. That's Belmar's coach not thrilled with the call. Oh, we're going to have a penalty, and it's going to be on Russo Chapman. Not sure what I missed there. So we have 51 seconds left, and we are going to have a power play that's going to take us to the end of the third. They're making sure the scoreboard's working. I think some of the rain has gotten to the scoreboard because the penalty marker is saying 1 second, which that's not right. But assuming that it's a minor penalty against Russo Chapman, it's going to be a minute 30. Next game is scheduled for 11. We are running a little bit over that mark. 10:57 this morning. Here we go. So we do have the power play for Egg Harbor. The question, well, they actually have 6 on 4 because the net is empty. 6 on 4. Brunelli, he's done this before. Way downtown, intercepted by White. White tries to wave it around. He goes back. Brunelli's on the right wing, behind the blue line, gets this one up. Shot. Coleman. Now Finelli, down to 17 seconds, goes behind the net for Kiernan. Back over, Brunelli. He's done this before, but it's wide. Back to Coleman, 8 seconds, 6 on 4. Belmar goes to clear it. They clear it. This one might go all the way. This one's going to bring us to the end of the ball game, and Belmar survives 4-3. Final score, Egg Harbor 3, Belmar 4. What a finish. As Belmar, with a fantastic defensive stand, even though this was a game that saw 7 goals, we saw a lot of great defense by the Bears, and we saw that from Kellen Kiernan. Our first star of the game is going to go to Colton Brown for getting that go-ahead goal in the second period that put them up 2-1. And then second star, I think I'm going to give it to, I don't know. I think the second star is going to go to Thomas McEwen for that third goal that was on the power play. Had a really good look there, and it was a 4-3 final. Third star is probably going to go to Bodie Price, the goalkeeper for Egg Harbor, who picked up 16 saves. This game would not have been that close if Bodie Price was not in goal. And that's exactly what we had, as it's a 4-3 final between Egg Harbor and Belmar. We'll be back in about 10 minutes for the second game of the day between Egg Harbor and Maple Shade. Welcome back from West Deptford. We're back underway. Second game of the day between Egg Harbor and Maple Shade in the Beaver division. Give us a few minutes to get the scoreboard working, as on our end we still have to switch some things over from the first game. First shot didn't go that time. Goal, Maple Shade, to open up the scoring. Scored by number 77, Braden Smith, and it's 1-0. 8:13 left in the first. All right, back rolling. 3 minutes here in the 3 minutes gone, I should say, in the first. Maple Shade leads 1-0. Braden Smith got the opening goal. Truex over to the right side. He'll pick up a shot on the right wing. Back over the middle. Tries to get something going, and it is saved. I will tell you, the temperature here took a steep dive between the first and second games. You go from barely needing your gloves at all to certainly needing them today. Although I should say it's 39 degrees and raining. The real feel is almost at freezing, and there are still players wearing shorts on the rink today. Don't know about that one. Goal, Egg Harbor. Scored with 6:40 left in the first. Back over the middle. Scored that time by number 3 in Brady Dye. And it's 1-1. Egg Harbor only their 5th game of this tournament for the Cadet, or rather for the Beaver division, as they are 3-1. Maple Shade atop the standings. Back over to the middle. Leaves the ball open. Gets it over to Jaden Behan. It's popped up in the air, and a lot of contact there. between number 91, Sadie Gessner. On the right side, Danny Liberton is there. Fading over the middle, shot just missed. Taken by Sienna Wenzel. Rain is definitely picking up. It's going to be hard to keep the possessions here. It's going to be hard to keep everything clean. As another shot. Denied that time on the right. Back over the middle. No icing. And EHT will keep possession with Jaden Behan. Waiting on a whistle here. They're going to let this one ride. And the whistle comes in with 5:31 left in the first. I'm Dan Wilkins here from the Riverwinds Golf Course and Sporting Complex here in West Deptford, New Jersey, in the American Ball Hockey Alliance Preseason Championships. We'll be here for, not here specifically, but with the ABHA for 5 tournaments this year, including the national tournament on May the 3rd in Belmar. We'll be making a trip down to Mays Landing along with another trip to Belmar in early April, and then a trip to Maple Shade for the M3 tournament in late April. Scoreboard didn't update. It is 1-1. Looks like our good friend Bill Gore had to step out, though, for the second game. Somebody else is in his place. Gets saved that time by EHT. Spinning around, can't get that one there with a little fire shot by number 11, Luca Manello. Now Egg Harbor has possession. This will be taken by Soppis. On the right side, inside the face-off circle, Maple Shade trying to attack. Over the middle, Soppis. Spinning around the blue line, gets this one turned over. And we'll have a whistle here with 4:36 left in the first. Let's take a look at our upcoming broadcasts on DWB. We'll be at the Rancocas Valley and Kingsway South Jersey Group 4 Boys Basketball Playoff game on Tuesday, February 24th. Weather permitting, it's an 11v6 game with a tip-off at 6 p.m. Then we have Burlington City and Woodbury and Audubon and Woodbury in South Jersey Group 1 in the first round. We'll also have NJCAA JUCO baseball as he thought about going in for the glove save, but instead he lets the possession ride out. That's Cole Manzioni, number 44. Ball just barely came out. It goes back to Molly Gettings. Now a wide open look with Maple Shade backpedaling. They'll have to set the canvas in front of them. Nice fadeaway that time from 97. That's Colton Farquhar. And now it'll go back to Smith. Smith can't get that one to fall over the middle. One game in the first, 3:30 left in the first period. We've got some heavier rains coming down here. So I apologize for any malfunctions we may have. There's actually a little bit of water dripping through the rain tent that we have, so we may have to readjust our position. Clock didn't restart. Oh boy, they're still at 3:30. Well, we'll keep it up here in the booth. Unofficially, we've got about 3:05 as that one is taken at the center. Can't get that one. I'm glad the ref heard me. I didn't think he would, but got under 3 minutes now. Moving over to the right side. Good defensive attack here by Maple Shade. As in on this one for Egg Harbor will be number 14, Evan Corbin.
Stopping this one for the Wildcats, or excuse me, not for the Wildcats, but for just Maple Shade today, Ethan Taylor. No whistle. That one's a high shot that got saved. Great acrobatics that time from Egg Harbor. From Evan Corbin on the goal line, up top, wide, and it'll go out of play. Give us 1 second. We are going to take that crowd mic out of the, let's just say we're going to take it out of the crowd. Keep this thing dry. Looking at 2:18 left in the first. All right, there we go. A little bit of a new home for our crowd mic. You'll still be able to hear all the action on the ice just as well. As 1-1 game. Resuming with 2:18. Shot just a little bit wide that time. Pardon, over the middle. Really good defensive stand by Maple Shade there to get something out of it, as it'll go back to Parker Morrill. And a whistle here right in front of the Maple Shade bench. Clock is back working. We'll have another face-off here. Ooh. Yeah, our clock is not synced up with the clock in the venue, so I may be a little bit slow to getting it perfect. As that one goes in. Goal, Egg Harbor. And then sometimes your mouse just doesn't work, and you are a couple seconds behind. Goal scored by number 12 in Sienna Wenzel. And it's 2-1 Eagles. I keep wanting to call Maple Shade the Wildcats because of my experience at the high school level, but I do have to get used to the color changes today. As that one resumes play with Zappis back behind the net for Maple Shade, moving this one back around towards Molly Gettings. Back towards the center, picked up by Maverick Zappis. Maple Shade trying to get something going here and try to clear the offensive zone. It'll go back toward left side. Gets this one out. Shot saved at the center. Under a minute remaining in the first. And it stays in play. It'll go back to Maple Shade's number 99, Ethan Taylor, being guarded in the corner by Molly Gettings. Now another open look. Egg Harbor tries to get a 1-2 punch, can't get it. And that goalkeeper beside himself there, all over. Hold on. Somebody didn't hear the whistle. I think one ref blew the whistle and then the other didn't, so there's a little bit of confusion. We've got 31.1 on the board here. A little bit of a lesser attendant for the second game. Still some folks lining the fence. I will say, this is my second year covering ball hockey. I feel like every tournament that we go to, the innovations that the parents get to making themselves comfortable have gotten better every single time. They've now got full-on tents to protect themselves from the rain. We saw some of the propane heaters when we were down in Mays Landing, and it was, 30 degrees. 10 seconds. Now moving over to middle. Truax swift on it. Goes back to Conley. They've got 4. And being on EHT's side, they're going to let this one roll. As at the end of the first period, looks like we've got an offensive fest coming your way. As after one, it's the Eagles 2 and Maple Shade 1. We'll be right back. Welcome back from West Deptford. We've got at the Riverwinds Athletic Complex, we've got Egg Harbor 2, Maple Shade 1 in the second of 3 games today. Maple Shade in red and white, which, like I said, I'm so used to Maple Shade being in blue and gold that I do have to adjust my expectations a little bit. And then Egg Harbor in their typical black and gray and white. A monochrome scale, let's say, for the Eagles. We're back underway in the second period. Here in the Beaver finale, the Cadet final will consist of Gloucester Township and Belmar. On the Cadet side, final score, oh, nice little tip up there. Really good defense by both sides, as now trying to pick this one up, and a can of corn right into the hand of the Maple Shade goalkeeper. That's his third save of the day. 9:41 left in the second period. Yeah, it looks like, well, we were told that the second rink was having major mechanical issues with the scoreboard, and this one also seems to be having that. But to be fair, it's also raining. So, you know, the moisture and water and electronics do not mix. Let's just say that. As I guess that's not entirely true. You do have water coolers for PCs and laptops. But my point stands that, let's just say rain. Water where it's not supposed to be and electronics does not mix. This one goes back out to the far side, back behind the EHT net, as really trying to lead Maple Shade astray here. As moving this one up will be Brady Dye. He scored the second goal of the day. Now moving up, open look. We're going to have an offside call. So just about a minute gone in the second period. 8:59 on the official clock. So here will be the face-off from the offside circle. Yeah, these periods are going to be slightly longer than 10 minutes if the clock keeps freezing up. Behan over the middle. That one's saved at the center by Conley. Now on the left side, Maple Shade trying to advance. They're able to with Braden Smith, who scored, to this point, the only goal for Maple Shade. Still back behind the net. Really good footwork there that time by Jaden Behan. A little bit of a flail that time by EHT. Tried to get that one up. Now another big check The fence moves, the board moves. As Behan defended by Roger Socha. Truax tried to save it, couldn't get it there. Up over the goal of Gavin Boyer. This one's another high shot, saved. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association. Registration is open for the spring of 2026. Register today to be a part of a fine league with over 20 teams across 4 competitive divisions. Visit southjerseynaba.com for more information. Games start in late March. And if you're a small business owner who would like to become a sponsor of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, we have affordable advertising options for all that service over 165,000 viewers across all South Jersey counties. Send us an email at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. That email is in the description of our YouTube video, so you can find it easily. So you can become a sponsor of Dan Wilkins Broadcasting and make your brand more recognizable to all in South Jersey. Under 7:30 left in the second period here from West Deptford at the Riverwinds. Here comes Dye. He will deflect it off to the right side, though. Had a better look there. Dye gets it back. Bobbles it a little bit. Mapleshade gets it out. Good defense that time. It'll be picked up by Matt Ronan, number 28. Now in front of the blue line. Back to Zappis. Zappis over the middle. Missed his intended target, which was Sienna Wenzel, who also has a goal today. Wenzel and Dye have the goal for EHT, or have the goals for EHT. Smith has the lone goal for Mapleshade. We do have one more game today, Gloucester Township and Belmar in the Cadet preseason finale, as this one will roll and keeping the possession alive. Ref had his hand up initially, but he put it back down once that possession, that gap closed up. Well, I'll tell you, these Beavers will definitely enjoy when Bodie Price gets up there. I don't know if you saw Bodie Price in the Penguin game. They picked up 16 saves. Even though it was a loss, still had a fantastic performance in net. As Zappis now behind the blue line. Back to Wenzel on the right side. Guarded by Parker Morrill. Now Mapleshade will advance here. They're going to move this one quickly from Farquhar to Miller. Miller couldn't get that one as Dye picks it up. Now on the right side. Moves back over across the way, and it'll be picked up by Wesley Sturgill. Back over the middle. Zappis guarded by Hoover. Zappis gets some space. He shoots, and wide left of Boyer. Another stop. Zappis gets the turnover. Another chance. Poked up in the air. Tries to swipe it down. Can't get it. Moves parallel along the goal line. Zappis has it again. Guarded by Miller. He tried to get somewhere in that. Now Egg Harbor deflects this one back out. They'll advance this one up. Again, Egg Harbor really just, they're putting one guy behind the blue line. They're just trying to get as much defensive space covered as they can. They're leaving no stone unturned as we're now down to halfway in the second period. Good cut by Smith there. Back to Gettings. Guarded by Ethan Taylor, number 99. Gettings has this one. Tries to drag it with the blue stick. Farquhar gets in there. And it will go back to Mapleshade with Roger Socha. Socha guarded by Dye. Socha now beyond the goal line. He gets squeezed. Dye tries to get in there, but Socha emerges with the ball in front of him. Kept it in front of him the whole time. Slap shot way downtown. That one's almost a home run, but it didn't go that time, as it'll go past everybody and back to Egg Harbor. It'll be picked up by number 15, Liam Daly. Gettings has this one at center. Guarded by Taylor. Good chop in here. Turning around, goes back to Maple Shade with Braden Smith. Goes over the head of Daly, goes over the head of everybody, and goes back to Clayton Smith, number 97. Gettings on the run for Maple Shade, number 22, Chase Buchanan in the middle of it. Gettings with heavy possession time here in the second period. It's in front of the net, and a whistle, and Kevin Boyer rolls over as he ends up picking up the save, his 5th of the day. Score remains 2-1. After a flurry of goals in the first period, haven't seen any here in the second, 3:30 to play. Back rolling. Boyer dives out for another one. Back to Truax, who has this one. Maple Shade trying to fight it out, and they do. Goes back to Socha. Conley picks that one up. And Truax gets this one to ramp around. Back to Taylor. Ooh, a little bit of a stagger that time. He wanted to hesitate, but he ends up kind of faltering instead with, number 87. That's JJ, pardon if I butcher the last name. It's okay. I got corrected before I even said it. That's a great start, because I knew I wasn't going to say that. Back behind the net for EHT. Trying to get that one out was Jaden Bowen. Or Behan, excuse me. And another save that time by the Eagles. 2:32 left in the second period. This broadcast is brought to you by the Dangerous Adrenaline Wrestling Gladiators, or Dog Pro Wrestling, New Jersey's premier pro wrestling organization with high-flying events and nonstop entertainment throughout the Garden State. Their next event will be on Friday, March 5th at Rowan University for Rowan students. The next public event will be on Saturday, April 4th at the South Jersey Geek Fest in Gloucester Township. They'll have a table at the event and a wrestling event as well. Brady Dye on the right side. He takes a spill. Now it goes back out to center as getting through the middle. Completely missed everybody. Here's Corbin. Open look. He scores. Evan Corbin with the goal. The first of the second period. And it's 3-1. That was just great offensive attack there by Evan Corbin, who was able to get through the right side. Was able to use part of his speed, but was also able to use part of his body there to get that stick in the middle. Got it exactly where he wanted it to be. And he scores his first of the day. And it's 3-1. 2:15 and counting left in the second period as Egg Harbor takes a 3-1 lead. Tries to get this one over the middle as Maple Shade, now down by 2, immediately gets on the attack. He spins, can't get it there. With Miller in the mix. Tell you, this Egg Harbor goalkeeper has had their hands tied for a while now. And they're going to get it out. Tries to get it back to Wenzel. Spinning around the goal line. Miller guarded by Dye. Wenzel has an open look. They've got Daly down the ice. Oh, there's a big hit. They will not call it. Referee saw it right away, but he will say that it was legal. That was just two people with a lot of momentum getting together. Now another hit there. Nothing there. Definitely a little bit of leniency, but I don't know. Back over to the middle. I don't think that it's a bad call. I just think that, again, a lot of these hits are players getting their momentum caught up together. A lot of these players are running in full speed to each other. So it's a little bit more nuanced. Back over the middle. Gonna let this one roll past the end line. They'll wait. Daly is there. Still getting together there. Egg Harbor not letting this one go. Wenzel comes in from behind. Here comes Wenzel on the goal line. Loses the possession. And another scramble. Martin now has this one. Mariah Martin back out. Kicked away.
A little bit of contact that time with Jordan Ramsey, who got that one through the net. Offside warning was called, but nothing there, as this will now go back over to Matt Ronan. 10 seconds. You blink and you miss it. It's Jackson Greenfield. Back behind the net for Maple Shade. 3. They're running out of time. They're not going to get anything off here. And at the end of the second period, Egg Harbor Township leads by a score of 3-1. We'll take one more break, and we'll be back for the third here in West Deptford. Back from West Deptford, the Riverwinds Athletic Complex and Golf Course. I can't imagine a lot of people will be golfing today. Got a foot of snow coming, and, well, it's 35 degrees, but you never know, as we'll have 10 minutes to play. They'll have to reset the clock, but they're going to keep it on the ice as of now with the scoreboard malfunctioning. So the clock that you see on the bottom of your screen is unofficial, but we're going to try to keep it as best as we can to be in line with the officials. 3-1. Egg Harbor leads. They have 3 goal scorers. Had 2 in the first period. One came from Brady Dye, another came from Sienna Wenzel, and then another goal came in the second period from, Evan Corbin, who had a great breakaway. All 3 goals have been in equal strength. Maple Shade's 1 goal also came in the second period, or rather in the first period, and it came from Braden Smith, who had a breakaway on a 3-2 zone, and he found a way into the net. Egg Harbor trying to advance up the right side. Jaden Behan is there. He's letting this one roll all the way to the right board, but now the ball comes out, and it'll go back to Smith. Smith up the left side. He fakes it at center, goes back to Conley. Smith with one hand, using that right hand to get Conley away. You know, that right hand that he uses right there, again, that's what makes ball hockey so much more nuanced. I don't want to say more nuanced than, but you're seeing different strategies. We just came off of covering a full season of ice hockey for Gloucester Catholic High School down at the Hollydale Ice Arena, and we see so many different strategies that come into play. Even though you're playing 95% of the same game, the 5% that's different really makes an impact and really makes it different to watch ball hockey compared to ice hockey. That ball gets away, almost had a couple of shots off there. I couldn't tell who had the second shot. That looks like that was Zappis. First shot came from Gettings, though. She would have been credited with the assist. 3-1 Egg Harbor. Right side. Zappis over the middle. Can't get it. Now another chance for 97. For Clayton Smith. Goalkeeper down. Now trying to get it out. You can tell Connor McDavid's a popular guy. A lot of 97s on this team. As here comes Gettings, parallel to the goal line. 3-1 Egg Harbor. On our board, we have 7:40 left in the third.
Up the left side is Bowman. Bowman with his back turned to the net. Now over the middle, Zappis tries to find somebody. Gettings. Now up the left side for Smith. He shoots. It falls, and I think he literally fell on it. How about that for a save by Liam Boyer? Gavin Boyer, pardon. There's a big hit. No whistles. We whistle alive though. I applaud the fact that these referees are letting the kids play. They're letting them make a little bit of contact without getting too involved. I do like that. I do like a more relaxed approach. As now Sturgill will have this one on the inner boards. Sturgill over the middle. Boyer was able to get that one down to flex it back out. That's Carter Truax in the mix of it. Gets it with one hand, back to Smith. It goes up, Truax in the middle of it. Now back to the center. Manello is there. Guarded by Sturgill. He squeezes him, and we're going to get a whistle here. Interference is going to be called on Sturgill. Yeah, there was a lot of defensive pressure there. And again, we mentioned that the referees might let it slide to a point. They have been playing a little bit lenient on the whistle. But again, I like that. I like the fact that they're letting the kids play, and they're definitely letting them get some pressure in. But with 5:52 on our clock, that's going to be the first power play of the game, unless they just, let's see here. Never mind, hold on. Yeah, okay, so we'll have power play Maple Shade. It's just not showing up on the board, but it'll be for 1:30. So 5:50, that's going to be 4 minutes 20 seconds when it goes away. It is kind of like a mind bend that I have to do this manually, but it's over the middle. Again, Maple Shade can cut the lead to 1 with the power play, but because it's a minor penalty, I don't disagree with that interference call, though. I think that it went to a point. Ball is loose, glove save. Sir, what do we have time? I have 5:15. Hey, Todd. 5:17. Okay, perfect. All right, so clarification is 5:17, 53 seconds left on the power play. Now counting again. Back in front of the blue line, Dye incidentally kicks it out. Dye with more contact. Back to Manello, over the middle, gets a shot, moves the net, and it's good. Power play goal, Maple Shade. And it's 3-2. Cuts it to a 1-goal game as the goal comes in from number 8, Chase Bowman. Yeah, that's your pretty standard power play goal there. One thing that you want to do on that power play is crash the net, really make that goaltender uncomfortable, and that's exactly what Maple Shade did. They got the puck, or got the ball, they got it in their advantage, they got it in the offensive zone, they were able to slide it over the middle, and it really just kind of waltzed in there to make this a 3-2 game. Halfway done the third period. Power play negated, back to full strength here. And now Egg Harbor going back to what they have been doing all game as this one gets popped up straight in the air. Farquhar gets it down. Over the middle, sliding. Boyer out of the net. And now Wenzel gets it out. Guarded over the middle. Another hit into the net that time, or into the board that time. Jaden Beon in the middle of it. Wenzel trying to flip around here back to being, I mean, listen, they've got Boyer's head on a swivel. They are moving this, they're moving this ball in a lot of different directions. As that one comes out, back to Beon on the right side. Maple Shade with possession. Conley's going to have to chase this one. He is led by Brody Miller. Down to 4 minutes, under 4 minutes now in the third. Our clock reading 3:43. Wenzel, left side. Daly waited to advance, no offside. Yeah, Daly had a lot of hesitation on that right side. I think he might have had 1 foot over, but that doesn't constitute an offside. Taking her time here, number 4, Mariah Martin. Daly. Guarded hard here. Maple Shade playing a lot of tough defense. That's what's keeping them in this game. Daly. Moving along the face-off circle. Misdirects to the right. Goes back to Martin. She'll try to box this one out. She goes down. No whistles. Again, a lot of physicality here by Maple Shade and EHT. It's really reciprocal. They're feeding off of each other. Under 3 minutes. Maple Shade taking their time. They want to wait for the right shot. They don't want to wait for the first. They don't want to take the first shot. They want to take the best shot. Behan behind it. Bench just said 2.5 minutes. Our clock reading 2:32. Slap shot from behind the blue line. Gets blocked. Not enough velocity there from Hoover as that one's going to stay up. Really good awareness by Zappis to get that ball down before he ran into the board. That's something that's really tough there. When you get a ball that's going your way, it's kind of like being an outfielder in baseball. You have to see where that wall is to make sure that you don't crash into it. Another jam up. Our clock reads 2 minutes now. Zappis high over the crossbar. Back to Clayton Smith. This one's wide and this one's out of town. Into the parking lot. Timeout will be called by the Wildcats. We'll take a quick break. Or sorry, not the Wildcats. Maple Shade. 3-1, or 3-2 rather, in favor of Egg Harbor. We'll be right back. Township, they lead Maple Shade as Maple Shade called a timeout. We are under 2 minutes. The clock on the bottom of your screen is unofficial, but should be within 3 to 5 seconds of the current time. They're saying, yeah, they're still having some issues with that scoreboard. Net is empty. The net is empty for Maple Shade. And again, they've got him back at the center to try to advance this. Gettings is there. And we'll have a whistle. So 127 is on our board. They're going to still keep that net empty, so a 6-on-5 advantage as Maple Shade tries to tie this game. The score is 3-2. The goals from Maple Shade came from Braden Smith in the first period and came from Chase Bowman earlier in the third on a power play after interference was called on Sturgill. Egg Harbor shouting from their bench. They're going to make a defensive adjustment. Yeah, that coach not keeping any secrets. They're not exactly talking in code, let's just say. We're back underway. Minute 25. Smith from the face-off circle goes back to Manganiello. And icing will be called again, so some great clearances here by Egg Harbor. And this is what defined the first game between Egg Harbor and Belmar. They had another instance where it was a one-goal game. We had a minute left. They pulled a goalkeeper, and they were on a power play. They had a two-man advantage, but Belmar keeps clearing it out. They're not trying to score. They keep packing the sticks into there and giving them the best run that they can to make that defensive stand happen. And that's what's made Egg Harbor really successful in this game. Back over the middle. Maple Shade with the net empty. Egg Harbor's going to try to clear. Can they get it from downtown? Can they get it from halfway? BN gets the advantage to make this a two-goal game. This could put it away. We've got 55 seconds. Under a minute to play now. Clock is back running. With the net empty, Maple Shade doesn't have a lot they can do, but they get it out. They get it over to Brody Miller. Miller over the middle. Smith guarding. They've got Bowman. Bowman scored before. He's got open field in front of him. Back to 40 seconds. Now on the goal line. It comes out again. Egg Harbor with the possession. Goes back, and it'll miss wide left. They're going to wait. No icing. No icing called yet. 25. Goes back to Taylor. Taylor over the middle. Back to Bowman. He's in front of the blue line. He lost it again. Advanced it too far, and it'll go back up to Zappis. 15 seconds. 3-2 game. Davis trying to get in the middle of it. That's Brady Dye. There's 5. EHT gets it out. They'll hold on, and they'll win it 3-2. Preseason winners there as back-to-back games with huge defensive stands at the end. Final score 3-2 as Egg Harbor takes this one over Maple Shade. Maple Shade had a late comeback trying to get some more out of it, but that will be all in the second game of the day. We've got one more coming up. We've got the Cadet final between Gloucester Township and Belmar coming up in 10 minutes right after this. Welcome to the Riverwinds Golf Course and Athletic Complex here in West Deptford, New Jersey. I'm Dan Wilkins as we've got coverage of the American Ball Hockey Alliance Preseason Championships. We had two games today that have been quite entertaining. Both ended with strong defensive stands in the final minute to end the game. So we'll have to see if the third will be true today as the Gloucester Township Panthers face off against the Belmar Bears. Belmar will be on the right side of your screen for this first period in their navy blue alternate jerseys, which I had not seen these jerseys before today, so this is a little new. And then Gloucester Township on the left side in their white jerseys with purple accents and black tertiary colors. So the final scores of the other two games today, Belmar beat Egg Harbor 4-3 in the Penguin game, and in the Beaver game, we saw Egg Harbor down Maple Shade by a score of 3-2. We are underway in the Cadet finale. Spinning around here, Belmar getting the first possession with Brody Stollard and immediately whistles off the bat. Just 8 seconds in. And again, they're still nursing an issue with the scoreboard, so we are going to keep the clock as close as we can on the lower third of your screen, but keep in mind that it may not be exact, and we will try to confer with the officials to make sure that we do have an accurate time for as long as possible. I think they're actually asking the scorekeeper inside the box to keep some sort of timer. Back underway. Already a drive by Gloucester Township. Man, the difference in speed from Beaver to Cadet. And already a goal, Gloucester. Scored by number 9 in Levi Chariavovoli. I know I butchered that name. I definitely did. But it's 1-0 Gloucester Township. And it only came 18 seconds into the ball game. It's going to be a high-scoring affair if it's going to be like that. Heller gets the possession on the right side. Back to Glenn. These guys are speed demons. These guys are blazing fast. But that's the difference between Penguins and Beavers and Cadets. You know, the Beavers are a little bit quicker, but these guys are twice as fast. As Quentin Everman over on the right side, facing off against number 57, Drew Hamilton. Here comes another breakaway. Everman is there, gets poked out by number 21. Now on the other side, as pulling over the middle here. I'll let this one roll. Back over the middle, trying to find something. Heller gets it out. It'll go back over the middle now, and now a breakaway by the Bears. Number 21, Joey Watson. That will be off the goalkeeper, Mark Clement. Heller defending. Possession by number 33, Landon Astor. Our clock reads 8:20. Peters has this. Guarded heavily. He'll try to get a shot off. Peters can't get it. It'll go back to Heller on the right side. Over to Heath in the middle. And I once again ask, it's 38 degrees outside. How in the world are these players wearing shorts? This is something else. Now moving around back to Peters. He'll be picked up by Hunter Brody. Or check that by number 44. Looks like this Logan Yackel, number 44, just wearing a different name on the back. Back over the middle. That one got deflected Bit of an incidental there off of Keegan Rice, and that one will hit towards Landon Astor. Back over to middle again. A little bit of a stick drag that time, as that one's going to go back to number 97, Hunter Sleater. Might have some sleet today at the end of this game with how this rain is coming down here at West Deptford. Expecting to have more snow. I am curious if this snow is actually going to stick, but we'll see. Wagner's there, gets a little bit of a shove, but stays on top. This one will go back over. Okay, so Yackel actually is number 17, so I actually think that the 44, or number 44, I actually don't see a Brody on our roster for Belmont. Going down, Yackel, a little bit of hesitation there, but we will keep it alive. Long possession here. We've got 6:20 on the board. That one gets knocked away by Wood, or Nico Good, rather. Snyder moving around. Here comes Brody Connor. Right side. Stollard stops it. Aiden Peters there. Peters back behind the goal line. Shot saved twice. Slap shot way downtown. No good on the shot from Brody Connor. Taken by Peters now. That one's going to go on to the next rink, and it finally stops possession with 5:37. 1-0 Gloucester Township. It's a rainy day here in West Deptford. You can see that coming down. Net's a little bit loose. They'll fix it in front of the goalkeeper. Back on our way. Good with a nice flick. He'll create the space for Peters. Good with a bit of a check that time. Coming in for this one is Locke. Another man down. Glenn gets a bit of a hit there. And we'll have a whistle. Could have a penalty. So this will be a cross-checking penalty. And it'll be called against Gloucester Township's number 11 in Jake Glenn. So this will be a power play for the Bears for 1:30. The scoreboard is now completely shut off. So our clock reached 5:22, which means that the power play would end with, let's see, 4:22, and then that would be 3:52 on the board when the power play ends. Again, with the scoreboard being off here, the rain has really affected a lot of things, so we are going to try to keep this as accurate as we can. I apologize if it is not 100%. Connor, another save. They just keep crashing the net. Now we'll have some shoving after the play. They'll get everybody into this one, and they'll get everybody separated. Yeah, that's what's going to happen when you crash to the net. You're going to get some people upset, and that's exactly how it is. So they'll get everybody separated. Whoop. Yeah, that's the second time now we've had somebody disregarding the whistle. We'll reset the face-off here with Heller and Hamilton. .435. Hamilton back behind the net for Gloucester Township. Panthers lead 1-0. Bit of a fade that time, back to Brody. He's at the top, slap shot, way downtown, missed wide. Yeah, Belmar's Really going to try to, they're going to try to just do this over and over again. Here comes Connor. That one's wide. 6 saves and goals so far for the goalkeeper, Mark Clement. This one will roll. I think Jake Glenn actually might go back out onto the rink once his penalty is over. I don't think that they're going to change the shifts here. I think they're just going to keep it as is. Back beyond the blue line, here comes another one. Brody to Connor. Deep shot, saved. Oh, you know what they're doing? I just noticed they're using the second scoreboard on the other side. They're using it for the second rink. So we do have a scoreboard. It's just a little bit different. They're using it for the other rink because the other one has shut off. So we'll reset the clock. It's 3:40 now. Power play is over. Back to full strength. Here comes Glenn. After the penalty, he's back on. Moving over for Landon Astor. Peters gets tangled up. He goes down. Had to flail a little bit that time. I think that's the right call not to take it. I think that's the right call by the officials there. Heath with some great stick work. He'll go back to Connor. Heller takes his time. Flicked over to Sacamano, goes through the 5-hole. Goes through for Astor. Now an open lane. Leone whiffs on it. Good, tries to get physical. Under 3 minutes left in the first. Gloucester Township leads 1-0. Goes back behind the net. Good. Man, that's a big hit. That's gonna be a penalty there. He leveled him. And he a little bit of smile there from Jake Glenn. I think that's a little bit of payback for the penalty that Glenn took earlier, and Nico Good's gonna give himself up for 1:30 there. Props to Glenn, he got up quickly. Yeah, I think Nico Good did that one for a little bit of personability there. In the face-off will be Sherivoli. Back on our way. So we do have that second scoreboard working for us as that one's on the football field. Next down over. Clock stopped with 2:39. Yeah, this rain is really picking up here. It's basically been raining since the moment we got here at 8:45 this morning. GT with possession, and he's just going to clear this one way downtown. Oh, they had another. Oh my God, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, people. I thought that there was a second ball that made it onto the rink, and instead of stopping the play, he just said, "All right, well, we're going to clear it." Gonna make it so that it's no problem anymore. Playing pinball, we got multi-ball on the rink. Here comes Glenn on the right side. Almost got stiffed up by Walsh. He'll try to move through here. Connor defending with Peters behind him. With the standoff back behind the net. Tries to clear it through. 30 seconds left on the power play for Gloucester Township, or rather for Belmont. Belmar in the box again. That's Nico Good. So Gloucester Township right now, both teams 0 for 1 on their penalties. Both teams have been successful in the defensive penalty kill. Glenn gets out there to save it. We've got 5. He'll shoot. Can't get it, and they will get the penalty kill. Go out of play with 1:01. Back underway. Ryan Locke has this one. Through the middle. Oh, lost his footing there. This surface is going to get pretty slippery with the rain. Here comes Everman way downtown. But a nice catch over the top by Mark Clement. He's up to 8 saves in the first period. Looks like Yackel's going to be in this face-off with Hamilton. Back on her way. He's behind him. Here comes a breakaway. Sleater all alone. Saved by Santino Santor. Picks up his second save and goal today. Everman behind him. Glenn tries to poke it out from underneath him. Everman getting in there. Everybody's getting involved. These players getting physical, and it's going to count. Santino slid back into the net, and it's going to count as a goal. Let's see here. We've got let's see what the issue is here. I think they're going to wave off this goal. Yeah, it looks like they waved off the goal, so we will have 13.7 seconds. Hamilton in the face-off. Running out of time. They're under 10. They're under 8. Here comes Barth with Lawrence behind him. A big hit. Barth gets wrapped up, and that will end the first period as Hamilton goes down. And a fun first period, but it will be 1-0 Gloucester Township as the second goal was disallowed here on a rainy Sunday here in West Deptford. We'll be back in just a moment. Welcome back. Score is 1-0 in favor of Gloucester Township. They had a second goal, but it was disallowed. As we get back rolling here on this very rainy Sunday from West Deptford, New Jersey. I'm Dan Wilkins here at the Riverwinds Golf Course and Athletic Complex for our final game of the day. Had one penalty on each side. Both teams were able to get the penalty kill. Back under it as Heller and Hamilton get together in the face-off circle. Good has this one. Keep an eye on Nico Good and Jake Glenn. They've been tangling up, getting together. And by getting together, we're not talking about weekend plans. This one's going to go back to Good. Back over to, he shot that one right into his own bench. And how about that slide there by 21? It's what you can do on a wet surface with really able to drag his feet there. It's Joey Watson over there. 20 seconds into the second period. With Gloucester Township up 1-0. Jake Glenn had the first and to this point only goal for the Panthers. Hamilton now over, trying to feed it to Glenn. It gets intercepted by the Bears. This one's going to be another chance here for Lawrence. Good has it, back to Snyder. Snyder taking his time. He'll shoot. That one's wide. Sacamano has this one. Gets past Locke. Gets past Travoli. Shoots this one pretty wide. This one's going to wrap around, and nobody will even contest it, as we'll have a very easy icing. This broadcast is brought to you by the South Jersey chapter of the National Adult Baseball Association, the premier men's baseball league in New Jersey with over 20 teams across 4 competitive divisions. Registration is open for the spring of 2026. Visit southjerseynaba.com for more information. They are also starting a 35 and up division for the spring of 2026 with games starting in late March. We just finished up our first college baseball game of the year yesterday over at Rutgers Camden. DeSales beat the Scarlet Raptors by a score of 5-4 in 11 innings. That one is over the middle, tries to crash the net. Good gets in there, and we'll have a whistle. As again, Belmar's had this really strong offensive presence where they are not afraid to pressure this goalkeeper. They've just been held off the board so far. Back underway. So, as we mentioned, the scoreboard on this rink is off, but they are using the scoreboard for the second rink, which is currently not being used for a game, for this. As this one's going to go up, hits the bottom of the board, had a high trajectory. A little drag on the left side, on the right side rather, by De Palma. Slap shot, Brody, can't get it. Back to Peters. Walsh. Trip up there, stays on his feet. Walsh back to Leone. Leone works through traffic. He'll turn this over to Sleater. 79-97, and a can of corn for Santino Santor. As he'll bring this one in. That's Santor's 4th save of the day. For the goalies in net, number 77 for Gloucester Township, number 17, Mark Clement, has 8 saves in goal, and Santino Santor has 4. We'll reset the clock. My apologies. That was my fault. I forgot to stop it. Flicked off the boards by Hamilton. We'll keep it going at 7:30. Good deflection there. Here comes Hamilton. He lost it. Good job by Hamilton to get that one back onside. Really good awareness there after the mistake. And we'll have a whistle. 7:30 on the board. Heller. Glenn taking his time. Good. Sacramento lost it. And look at how he kept that back foot behind the blue line. Again, keeping that awareness there. That's what makes these cadets so good. Snyder over the middle, slap shot, right at the chest, and it goes right through the 5-hole. Goal from Snyder. We're tied up at 1. As Michael Snyder with a slap shot that got taken, and then it just wrestled through the 5-hole of Clement, and it's 1-1. Looping around the outer boards. Back to Leon. He works through it. He's on a hot streak. Let's see if he can go. He gets wiped out. He'll stay on his feet, and we will stay without a whistle. Again, these referees, they're setting the precedent here. I think that what they're doing, you know, this game is going to get physical. This game is going to get more physical than what you saw right there with Nico Good and Jake Glenn. You're going to see a lot of these guys getting physical. So I think the refs and the linesmen, they're setting a precedent to where you have to do something egregious to get called for it. You know, just because they don't want to set too bad of a precedent, and you know they don't want to be inconsistent. And I applaud them for that. This one will go wide. The shot from Chiaravalo. We've got 6 minutes left in the second period. 1-1 tie game. This one taken up. Sacramento brings it down. Gets turned around by Locke. Or gets turned around from Locke. Back to Lawrence. Sacramento gets jammed in the corner. Back to Heller. This one is tipped up. No good there. Slater gets the shot. Santor deflected it with the stick at his chest. He misses it, but to Glenn, second chance, third chance, no good. Slater and Glenn both missed that time. This one's a high shot, lands behind the blue line, goes back towards the goal line, and we will have icing, as that one just ran out of room with 5:18 left in the second. Miscue on the face-off. Brody moves this one around. Good hit that time. Wagner taking a little bit of extra space here to get around. Good spacing there off of Nicholas Freeze. As Barth shot just high, batted away. Good contact there by Hunter Slater. Trying to get it off the backhand is Yackel. Back to Wagner. Couldn't get anything there. Brody, Everman with a little tip back to Hamilton. He'll get it through. Glenn, stick is, it's not broken, it just got batted away. And it'll go back to Peters. And it's a goal! Peters! 2-1 Belmar. Peters picks up his first goal as he gets that one to fall past Clement. with 4:14 left in the second. Comes Wagner. Back over to middle. Saved. Santor got down there. Walsh tried to get it, just poked at it. Slap shot blocked, tipped by Connor. Shot came from Ryan Zugi that time. It's now Glenn working the stick in the corner. Moving over the middle now for Liam Countryman. Back for Zugi. Glenn trying to ride this one past Connor. Gets it open space. He'll shoot and he'll score. Game tie. Jake Glenn ties the game with his second of the day. 2-2. Jake Glenn, 2 for 2, gets that one to go past Santor, and we're tied up. 3:07 left in the second. .315 left in the second period. Oh, that almost went into the penalty box and instead hits off of the scorer's table, but it stays in play. Goes to Peters. This one will wrap around the outer boards, back to Leone. Under 3 minutes left to play in the second. Back to Connor. Game tied at 2-2. Good stop by the referee. Peters will get a slap. Ball got loose there. It was hard to follow. Back to Walsh. Lawrence will be there. He'll go to De Palma in front of the blue line. He wasn't fully behind it. He'll get hit. No penalty. He'll go back to Good. Now Leone. Waiting on something here. This one's tipped up. Goes back to Locke. We'll whip this one around. We'll go over to Maverick Heath. He's dragged over. Santor he gets run over. Stick is loose. Not sure whose it is. It's Nico Good's stick that's loose. He'll have to pick this one up now as he got hounded by Glenn. Now this will go to Sacramento on the left side. He'll feed it to Palma. No good. Shot gets tipped up. Lawrence will have this one back. Minute 30 now in the second. Waiting on an ice. And that'll be the whistle here with 1:22 left in the second. This is our last game of the day. If you'd like to rewind and watch any of the prior two games, we do have them all on this link. You'll just have to wind through the timestamps to get there. But I already did spoil the finish of the first two games, so if you still want to go back and watch, I mean, Belmar's in one of them. Just got along the goal line there, really close for Jake Glenn. Would have had a heck. Sacramento with a good feed. Back over to Landon Astor. And Everman with a push to Glenn. .51 seconds left in the second period. They'll sub Everman out prior to the face-off. You could just hear the rain coming down. If anything, we should turn up the crowd mics and make it an ASMR broadcast. It's so rainy that nobody wants to sit on the wet metal bleachers. Hopefully the next event that we do down at Mays Landing is better. That one that one got hit and immediately left the field of play. Good shot there. Glenn to Sleater, gets cut off by Brody. They get turned over back to Heller. 30 seconds. Sleater, good move here. Gets blocked by Brody. He'll go back, trying to feed it out to Glenn. He's got 11 seconds. 8. Sacamano guarding. The shot out of time. So we run out of time in the second period, and after 2, it's a tie game. Gloucester 2, Belmar 2. Two periods down, 1 to go. It's still anybody's game. We're tied up 2-2 here from the Riverwinds Street Hockey Complex. Courtesy of the ABHA, the American Ball Hockey Alliance. 2-2 game. 2 goals from Jake Glenn for the Panthers. A goal from Caden Sacamano and Peters for Belmar. And speaking of, Peters has possession here. I'll go back to De Palma. Lawrence chasing it. Out on the left side now, Connor with Walsh behind him. Popped up. This one's going to go out of play. Back rolling with Locke. Back to Glenn. He's been the star of the show as he goes down. A lot of chopping over the middle. Here comes Connor, left side. Back to De Palma. Connor over the middle. And it scores! Peters, number 2. And the Bears take a 3-2 lead. 8:57 left in the third. Number 89, Aiden Peters, picks up his second goal. He tied the game, and now he gives the Bears the lead. It's 3-2. Just look at that rain coming down. If you zoom in, you can really see it. Back rolling, little shove there from Snyder to Lawrence. Another hit. Snyder lost his stick. I think he broke it, just ended up popping loose there. But again, that physicality is going to be a big part of it. Locke with Sacamano behind him, tries to get it out. Heller in the middle of it. Back to Brody. Here comes Sleater. Wide right of Santor. Slap shot way downtown, no good. That one got blocked by Brody. This one go back up to Heller. He'll try to bring this one. He'll try to get a little bit extra out of it. Sacamano, wide. Again, these guys are trying to drag the puck forward, and they're trying to get, a lot of shots out of it. Well, referee was kind of the sixth man on that play, but that's all right, as that one will go up off the netting. Back to Sacamano. Sleater will meet him there. Back at center. This one will go way past everybody, waiting for a whistle. Not going to get it. They're going to keep this one alive. Got 7:30 left in the third. Here from West Deptford at Riverwinds. They don't call it Riverwinds for nothing, because it feels like there's going to be a river on the ground, and it has been windy today. A little separation there. Going back. Again, this physicality is going to heat up even more. Back behind the net. Another big check there. Again, those guys getting together. Some really fun defense here by both Belmar's Snyder and by GT's Landon Astor. They've been banging off of each other really well, and it's been fun to watch. Now Astor tangles up Heller. Raises a foot. Now he'll get this one down. Heller gets it around. It'll go back to Sleater. Sleater will catch it. He'll try to advance. And I think he tried to get that one over to Leone, but I don't think he realized that they were changing shifts. So it's back to Heller. Waits for Sacamano to advance. Shot off the face mask. No good. Back to Sleater. Wrapping around here. Back to Heath. Glenn's going to try to call for it here. Go to Sherivaldi. Now Belmar is in a little bit of clock preservation mode. They have 6 minutes left, but you really only need to work the last 4 before you really force Gloucester Township to, pull the net and bring out their goalkeeper. You want to put GT in desperation mode if you're Belmar. As Hamilton. Gets this one, right side. He had a chance, but he just ran out of room and really didn't keep a clean possession. It's Hamilton over the middle. No good. This one is way up there. This is going to land at the center, but it goes right through the glove of Countryman. Goes past for Wagner. Five minutes remaining in the third quarter, the third period rather. Wagner gets tangled up. It'll go back to Countryman. Back over to Shariavaldi. Glenn, he's got two. He'll look for a third. Blocked by Santor. Good save that time. He's up to 7. Block. Wagner. Without a stick, we've got football. Here's Barth. Another hit here. Good. Right side. Here's Walsh. Losing it briefly is De Palma. He's going to hang on to it. Now here comes Connor advancing past the blue line from the face-off circle. He scores! Connor picks up another, and it's 4-2. 3:36 left in the third period as Belmar extends their lead to 2. Brody Connor picks up the goal. 2 goals from Peters and another from Sacamano. Gloucester Township will call a timeout, and so will we. 3:34 left in the third. Welcome back. We have 1 period to go. We have completed 2 of 3 in this game, and we've completed 8 of 9 here in this preseason championship. We're here at the Riverwinds Golf Course and Sports Complex as we are back underway. Lawrence with first possession for Gloucester Township. Glenn and Good. Another classic pairing here. And how this game has been today. There's been a lot of physicality between those two, and it's been fun to watch. On the left side, now the wind is really picking up. You can see kind of in the distance that American flag. Look at how far that's whipping. That is really going to affect how these players are playing for the remainder of the third. We have 3 minutes left. So after the timeout, oh, almost got through, and it's saved. Kind of saved it at his feet that time. So in the home stretch here, with under 3 minutes to play. Right over the middle. Sacamamo's going to have this on the right. It'll flick off the inner boards. Guarded by Hamilton. He'll go back to Snyder. Lawrence, slap shot, saved. Wait, no. It got out. I thought Santor had it. He did not. Hamilton is there. And he's got Sleater right behind him. Goes back to Chiara Velotti. Sleater back to 9. And now here come the Bears. There's 2 minutes left, so you got to ask if those coaches will pull Clement, and if they do, when will be the right time. 2 minutes to play. Under 2 minutes now is Heller. Playing around with Sleater. Here on a rainy Sunday in West Deptford, New Jersey. Here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, the finale of the ABHA Preseason Championships. Lawrence, right side, shoots, misses there. Moves around the inner boards. He'll find Sacamano. He's got Lawrence trailing behind him. They do have an empty net. So Sacamano almost had his second goal there. Here comes Chiara Velotti. In front of the line, and he was right in front of it. Yep, that's a mistake. Actually, this is not offside. This is a what do we have here? No, it is offside. I apologize. I am very cold and I've kind of lost my words a little bit, so I apologize. At the end of this broadcast has been a little bit lackluster, but we'll push through. We got a minute 10. Goalkeeper's back in, and Mark Clement for Gloucester Township. 1 minute. 4-2 game. Equal strength on both sides. That goaltender is standing at the face-off circle. He's waiting to see who has possession. Now he's got to go back, and it will go on to the GT bench with 51 seconds, 51.4 on the clock. Oh, wow. We're under a tent, but they're saying it's starting to sleet on the rink. So, well, GT's number 97 is Sleater, so they may have had a little bit of manifestation there. These players are starting to wipe out. These conditions are not ideal for the end of the game. They are going to pull the goalie. They'll get Leone as the extra man. Glenn spins around. Big check there, 30 seconds, 4-2 game, and they got it back. Goal counts. Scored by Levi Chiara Velotti. And it's now 4-3 with 29.8. So just a hair under 30 seconds. Timeout, Belmar. 30 seconds remaining. Let's go over our schedule for this week on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Obviously, all of this pending the weather. We've got Rancocas Valley and Kingsway in the first round of the South Jersey Group 4 playoffs. Scheduled for Tuesday, but you never know with the snow. They're saying we might get a foot. And then Wednesday is Burlington City, Woodbury, South Jersey Group 1, and then a doubleheader at Woodbury as Audubon plays Woodbury in the boys. If you remember last year, a year ago, that Devin Williams half-court heave to win it for Woodbury. over Glassboro, made it on ESPN Sports Center. After that, we've got pending NJSIAA playoffs. Might be at Haddon Township on Thursday the 26th. And then Gloucester at Cumberland, RCSJ, that is, the Battle of the Rowan Colleges, NJCAA baseball. Those gentlemen are down in Virginia right now. Actually, it's funny, both teams are in Virginia, but they're playing completely different opponents. As Rowan, RCSJ Gloucester is playing Allegheny College of Maryland and UConn Avery Point. And RCSJ Cumberland, I couldn't remember for the life of me who they're playing, but I know they just won somewhere in the highlands of Virginia. 30 seconds left. Hamilton and Stallard, or Walsh rather, are on the face-off. 30 seconds. Waiting for that goaltender. He will backpedal as Belmar gets possession. He really had to hang out there, and now Peters, who has 2 goals, will send this one out. Back to Chiaro Valdi, had the last goal. Flicks off the inner boards. He's got 14. They're running out of time. Here comes Glenn. This one can't go. This one's going to be brought up, but the goal is empty. It's going to get tipped off the stick of Leon. They've got 5 seconds. They've got to drive. They're going to have one more chance. Belmar blocks it, and that's going to win the game. As Belmar wins it 4-3. What a day. I mean, seriously. 3 straight games, all with incredible defensive stands to win it. As Belmar goes 2 for 3. They win in the Beaver, in the Penguin division, 4-3 over Egg Harbor. And then Egg Harbor had a great defensive stand to beat Maple Shade 3-2. And this game also ends with a final score of 4-3. So all 3 games, 1-goal games. It's fun. But we're going to get out of here before it starts dumping snow on us, as that'll be all for us tonight from West Deptford. Again, our next broadcast will be on Tuesday from Kingsway Regional High School in the South Gym between Rancocas Valley and Kingsway. From our entire crew, our social media coordinator Haley Mejia, our graphics crew Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, Carson Rosso, and Fisher Giannotti. I'm Dan Wilkins. We will see you on Tuesday from Woolwich Township. Final score, Belmar 4 and Gloucester Township 3.